Caleb. He's 37 years old, works as a regional sales manager at a pharmaceutical company, and brings home $94,000 a year. His wife Priya is a registered nurse pulling in $71,000. Together, this family earns $165,000 a year. They own a 4-bedroom house in a good school district. They take one family vacation a year. The kids are in soccer and dance. From the outside, they look like a family that has it all figured out. Last spring, Priya's car needed a new transmission. The repair bill came to $3,200. They didn't have it. Not because they'd been careless with money. Not because they'd been splashing out on fancy trips or filling up shopping carts with things they didn't need. They just didn't have it. They split the bill across 2 credit cards and spent the next 4 months quietly chipping away at it, hoping nothing else would break in the meantime. Caleb and Priya did everything they were supposed to do. They got the degrees. They got the good jobs. They got married, bought the house, and built the family. They followed the plan that society handed them, step by step, without skipping a single line. And yet, at $165,000 a year, they are one unexpected bill away from financial stress every single month. If that feels closer to home than it should, this video is going to make a lot of things click. My name is Edna, and I think about one question more than almost anything else: why do so many people do everything right in their 30s and still end up financially fragile by the end of them? If you are earning decent money, checking all the right boxes, and still feeling like one rough month could throw everything off, subscribe right now, because this channel was built for exactly that feeling. Here's what this video is going to show you. Your 30s don't just influence your finances. They decide them. And the trap that catches most people in this decade is nothing like what they expect. What Caleb and Priya are living inside actually has a specific name. Financial researchers call it the decade absorption effect. This is a common pattern where a family's income goes up a lot during their 30s, but their actual savings and net worth stay totally flat. It happens because every single raise gets quietly swallowed up by a growing pile of everyday bills before that money ever has a chance to build real wealth. This is not some rare problem. The Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances discovered that the typical net worth for families led by someone between 35 and 44 years old is only $91,000. To make matters worse, most of that amount is just home equity. That is money locked up in the value of a house, which means it cannot be spent, invested, or used when a real emergency hits. In fact, the actual cash savings for this exact group averages less than $8,000. Think about that for a second. These are households making the highest salaries of their lives, working through their most productive years, yet they have less than $8,000 in bank accounts they can actually use. This is not a story about people who messed up or failed. Instead, it is a story about a specific 10-year slice of life that is practically built to absorb every single dollar you bring home. Social pressures, hidden costs, and modern financial products all work together like a giant sponge. They soak up your hard work and leave you holding only the shiny appearance of success, rather than the true, solid substance of it. To understand why this trap springs during your 30s specifically, you have to look back to the year 1985 and see what life actually cost. Back then, a typical family in their 30s had a house payment that was only about 2 times their yearly salary. Employers paid for most healthcare costs. The average student loan for a college graduate was worth only about $12,000 in today's money. Childcare was usually handled at home or cost just a tiny fraction of what it does now. On top of that, comparing yourself to others, which is the hidden engine that makes us spend more, was limited to your own neighborhood, your office, or a magazine. Today, the playground has completely changed. A normal 35-year-old family carries a house payment that is 4 to 5 times their annual salary in most average cities. Student loan bills take out about $460 every single month, following people well into their 40s. Daycare for just one child can easily cost between $15,000 and $30,000 every year. Healthcare for a family of 4 averages a staggering $22,000 annually. To make things harder, social comparison now happens in real time, 24 hours a day, right on our phones. We are constantly looking at a perfect, edited highlight reel of every person we have ever met. When you add it all up, the basic costs of living a normal, middle-class life in your 30s have practically doubled since 1985. Salaries have grown over the years, but they have not kept up with that fast pace. The deep gap between what this specific 10-year period costs and what it actually pays is exactly where the trap hides. The most dangerous part is that this trap never warns you that it is coming. It does not look like a failure or a mistake. Instead, it arrives quietly, totally disguised as success. Let us take a look at Caleb and Priya's numbers to see how this works. Together, they bring home $165,000 a year. That amount puts them in the top 20% of all earners in the United States. On paper, it sounds like they are rich, but let us watch what actually happens to that cash. After paying federal and state taxes, Social Security, and Medicare, this family has about $10,400 left to spend each month. That is the real amount that hits their bank account. Everything else is just numbers on a page. First comes the house payment. For a simple 4-bedroom home in an average city, the mortgage, property taxes, and insurance add up to $2,650 a month. Now they have $7,750 left. Next, they have 2 car payments plus car insurance, which takes away another $1,380. That brings the total down to $6,370. Then comes daycare for their 2 kids. At $2,600 a month, this is actually cheaper than what most families pay in big cities, but it still slashes their remaining money down to $3,770. After that, Caleb and Priya have to pay their combined student loans, which cost $620 every month. Now they are down to $3,150. The basic costs of running a home, like groceries, electricity, phones, internet, and TV streaming, eat up another $1,040. That leaves them with $2,110. Finally, they have to pay $480 a month for the part of their health insurance that their jobs do not cover. After paying just the basic bills, they have exactly $1,630 left for the entire month. This small remaining amount has to cover absolutely everything else. It has to pay for new clothes, school supplies, doctor visits, and fixing things around the house. In fact, just keeping up a 4-bedroom home usually costs at least $500 a month in repairs. They also have to use this money for car fixes, the kids' sports and dance fees, birthday gifts, and their one family vacation. Most importantly, any money they want to save for the future has to come out of this same tiny pile. Before a single dollar can even touch a savings account, this high-earning family is completely out of money. That is not a typo. That is the decade absorption effect happening in real time. It is trapping a family that most people look at and assume has everything totally figured out. Caleb and Priya are not foolish people. They both have college degrees. They both understand how savings grow over time when they look at math in a textbook. So, why did they fail to see this trap coming? It happens because of a powerful trick our minds play on us, which scientists call the commitment escalation cycle. This is a proven human habit where we make each new expense feel totally normal by comparing it to the choices we have already made. It is like adding one small brick at a time to a backpack. You do not notice the weight until your back is about to break. For Caleb and Priya, the house payment felt safe because their high income seemed to justify it. The second car felt like an absolute necessity because both of them have to drive to work. The private soccer league felt completely reasonable because they wanted their kids to have great opportunities. Each individual choice, when looked at all by itself, passed the test of making sense. However, every single choice added a permanent, unchangeable bill to a budget that was already stuffed to the brim. They never paused to examine the entire pile of bills together as a whole system. They just kept moving forward until a sudden car repair bill showed up, and they realized there was absolutely nothing left in the bank. This behavior is not a sign of being irresponsible. It is simply what naturally happens when you make a chain of sensible choices without ever stepping back to see how they add up. You are not bad with money, and you should not blame yourself. The truth is that you were just never shown the whole equation. That changes today. For most families, the trap snaps shut very quietly at one specific moment. This is the exact second when both incomes become completely locked into paying permanent bills, leaving absolutely no extra breathing room in the budget. For Caleb and Priya, that moment arrived the very day they signed the paperwork for their new house while already carrying 2 car loans and paying for full-time daycare. From that day forward, every single dollar from both of their paychecks was already assigned to a bill. They had no extra cash stored away. They had no backup plan. They had no financial cushion that could handle a sudden $3,200 car repair without forcing them to pull out a credit card. This is a widespread crisis. A major financial survey found that over half of all American adults could not pay for a sudden $1,000 emergency using their savings alone. Even more shocking, among families earning between $75,000 and $150,000, which is solidly middle class to upper middle class, more than 1 out of every 3 households still could not cover that basic emergency. This means that a huge number of people making great professional salaries are actually living on very shaky ground. When the trap snaps shut, there is no loud noise or dramatic warning. It is just the quiet realization that you have entered a life where your income covers exactly what you owe each month and not a single penny more. It means that the next unexpected bill is no longer a simple problem to solve, but rather a new mountain of debt you have to manage. Once both of your incomes are completely tied down by these heavy, fixed costs, you cannot just budget your way out of the problem. You cannot save money when every single dollar is already spent before it even lands in your bank account. To break free, you do not need a new budgeting app on your phone. You need a total change in how your life is structured. The strategy to break free is called the fixed cost ceiling, and it operates on one simple rule. Your family's non-negotiable monthly bills must be carefully designed to fit inside just one paycheck, not both. To start, you need to find your current fixed cost floor. This is the total amount of all the bills you must pay every month, no matter what happens. Add up your house payment, insurance, loans, daycare, and utilities. Once you have that total, compare it to the smaller of your 2 monthly paychecks after taxes. If your necessary bills cost more than that single smaller paycheck, you are caught in the trap. The difference between your fixed costs and that smaller income is your vulnerability number. This is the exact amount of money that shows how close you are to a total financial disaster if one person loses a job. Your ultimate goal is to close that gap. You do not have to do it overnight, but you must do it step by step. Every single time a major bill finally ends, like paying off a car loan, finishing a daycare contract, or reaching the end of a lease, you must make a firm decision. Do not replace it with a new bill of the same size. Instead, let that extra cash flow automatically into your savings and investment accounts before your everyday spending habits can claim it. Now, I often hear people object to this idea. They say, "But Edna, we absolutely need both of our paychecks just to survive right now. We cannot just change our major bills in one day." You are completely right. This is not a quick, 1-month fix. It is a plan to move your money into a safer position over a period of 3 to 5 years. However, look at what this slow change actually creates. Within 4 years of using this method consistently, a typical 2-income family can build up between $60,000 and $120,000 in real, reachable savings and investments. That is money that never would have existed before because normal lifestyle spending would have swallowed it up first. Within 7 years, that same family will achieve true financial safety. One partner could completely stop working without the family ever risking the loss of their home. A major unexpected expense becomes a minor annoyance rather than a terrifying crisis. This is not an impossible dream. It is the steady, powerful result of shrinking the gap between your bills and one single income, and putting the extra money exactly where it belongs. Here is everything we talked about compressed into one single idea. Your 30s are not the decade for looking successful. They are the decade for becoming financially secure. Those two things are not the same at all. In fact, for most families, they are quietly fighting against each other every single day. You have full permission to buy a smaller house than the bank says you can afford. You have permission to drive an ordinary car that nobody notices. You have permission to let your monthly bills be completely boring so that your future can be completely free. Every single cultural signal in this decade will push you toward the version of success people can see. It will tell you to get the bigger mortgage, the flashier cars, the fancier neighborhood, the extra activities, and the perfect vacation photos. However, the math pushes back against all of that pressure. And now, you finally know how to read the math. Caleb and Priya's story is not over yet. They are 37 and 34 years old. Their window of opportunity is still open. Your window is open too, but it will not stay open forever. The choices you make about your fixed costs over the next 3 years will either set you totally free in your 50s, or they will keep you trapped exactly where you are today. Now you know the truth. The only question left is what you are going to do about it. If this video helped you see your 30s in a brand new way, please hit the like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this message before the trap closes on them too. Be sure to subscribe for more content that tells you exactly what the financial system would rather you did not know. I will see you in the next one.